Today, I'm going to be talking about how to recover and prevent burnout. I'll be sharing the 5 steps that I took when I realized I was burned out earlier this year. And hopefully by sharing them with you, you can not only recover from burnout if you experience it, but also prevent it, which is completely possible. And let me know if you've experienced burnout in your business, because I know a lot of us have. I am Megan from meganmins.com if we haven't met before, and I'm a systems strategist and online business manager. So I am excited to share a little bit about my experience with burnout and how I've recovered from it. So today we're going to talk all about that. So earlier this year, back in March, I realized I was totally burned out. And it took a toll on me, but I'm really happy to say that I was able to effectively and pretty quickly recover from it and make a good game plan to hopefully prevent it in the future. So before we get started, I want to go ahead and get on the same page about what burnout is. So according to Psychology Today, I have the definition right here, so I'm going to read it for you. Burnout is a state of chronic stress that leads to physical and emotional exhaustion, cynicism and detachment, and feelings of ineffectiveness and lack of accomplishment. So those are some pretty severe, symptoms of burnout. If you're here live, let me know, or even if you're watching the replay, let me know. Is that how you feel burnout is for you? Leave a comment below and let me know. For me, that feels pretty accurate. When I was burned out, I definitely felt stressed out, sick, tired, overwhelmed, depressed, anxious, out of control. And I felt like I was a failure to pretty much everyone, not only clients or friends and family, but myself and my community. It was not a good feeling. So back in March, that's where I was. I was doing a weekly YouTube show. I had a full load of client work, and I was trying to also create products and have a pretty active social life. And it was just taking a toll on me. So I did 5 things. Once I realized and finally admitted to myself that I was burned out, I did 5 things, and I'm going to walk you through those today. Step 1. Stop what you're doing. This is really hard because chances are you're burned out because you have a lot to do, a lot on your to-do list and a lot of work to do. It's important that you, step 1, before you do anything else, once you realize you're burned out, you have to stop what you're doing. I know a lot of you have families and children, and there's always an element of our lives that we can't stop every single thing, but you stop what you can. You intentionally say, I am done with all of this stress for right now. I'm going to pause my to-do list and stop and take a breather and reevaluate. So step number 1 to recover from burnout is to stop what you're doing. Step number 2 is to take a break. Now, for some of you, this may only be an afternoon. Ideally, it's at least 1 full day or longer. But you want to establish this intentional time where you're going to have stopped. You're going to take this break and you're going to do some reevaluating and make a new game plan during this break. So for me back in March, I wasn't able to completely stop client work, but I was able to stop some work I was doing on my own brand right now. Or back then. So for example, the YouTube show that I was doing or creating and launching new products, I was able to just say, I'm going to take a break from those right now. I don't know how long that will last, but I'm going to do it right now. So step number 1, just to recap, is to stop what you're doing. Step number 2 is to take a break. And step 3 is to say no. It is really important that during this phase, you decide, hey, you're burned out. You're going to start saying no to new opportunities. It's really hard. I feel like when this happened for me back in March, all of a sudden all these great opportunities came in and I had to just say no because I knew if I said yes, I wasn't going to be able to actually fulfill those obligations or commitments to my best ability. And I knew I was just going to stay burned out or just continue this vicious cycle of burning out and recovering and then just getting burned out again. So I knew I had to say no. So I decided what that meant for me. At the time, that was saying no to podcast interviews, that was saying no to collaborations, that was saying no to affiliate promotions, and a few different things like that. So set those boundaries for yourself during this period of time when you're burned out and you're trying to recover. So step number 4 in this is to prioritize self-care. It is so important to actually take care of yourself because you are your business in a lot of ways. I know for me, when I'm burned out, tell me if you do this too. When I'm burned out, I stop showering, I eat junk food, I stop working out, and I don't sleep as much. And I'm sure there's a myriad of other ripple effects that happen, but I am definitely not taking care of myself during this time. So when I realize I'm burned out, one of the first things you have to do is change that and start prioritizing yourself. So I will start showering more and make this time in the morning where I can actually go work out and realize how important it is. So even when you're burned out and you're tired and you're trying to recover, it's really important you prioritize yourself and your self-care during this time. Okay, so step 5, and the most important step I would say in this entire burnout recovery process, is to reevaluate. It's not easy, but you got to do it. And this is also the step that if you feel like you might be on the path to burnout, I would do this step now to hopefully prevent burnout. So I actually made a little worksheet that you guys can download for free. It's called the Burnout Reevaluation Worksheet. You can get this at meganmins.com/burnout. There's a link in the description of this video as well where you can grab it for free. It's just a 2-page worksheet. And I'm going to walk you through what this whole process looks like, but you can download this worksheet for free if you kind of want something to guide you through it whenever you're in this stage. So step number 1 of the reevaluation process is to write down every single thing that you do right now. So brain dump it. Doesn't matter if you miss a few things, but really just let yourself free write every single thing that you're doing, big or small, in your business right now, and give yourself a few minutes to do that. And then what you want to do is ask yourself 5 questions. And these questions are going to help you to categorize all of the tasks that you're doing right now. So you need to ask yourself, what of all of these tasks, what should I stop doing? What should I work on later? What should I systemize? What should I delegate? And what should I keep doing? So you really need to go through all 5 of these things and decide what you're going to change. Because if you don't change anything, you are literally just going to recover and then burn out again. And you're just going to keep doing this cycle. I say this because I've been there. So it's really important that to prevent this burnout, you're going to have to make some changes. So look at everything you're doing right now and say, okay, what of these things can I just stop doing? I don't need to be doing them. They're not helping my business. It's not a high priority right now. And you're going to write those down in the little box on this worksheet. I'll show you guys what that looks like. So, it's a little bright, but you can see I have, 5 boxes here. So you're going to say, what should I stop doing? And then what can I work on later? So maybe this is something that will be really high ROI for your business, but maybe it's just not the right time. So this is something to work on later. For me, this was my weekly YouTube show. I loved it. It was definitely bringing value, but when I was assessing everything I was doing, ultimately it was one of the things that I could stop doing briefly and I could put it on the I'll do this again later list. So that was hard, but I think it was the right decision for me. So you will have to make those decisions for yourself as well. But what can you just work on later and maybe put it down the timeline? And the third thing is systemize or automate. So what are some processes and things that you're doing in your business that you're just starting from scratch every single time? Or maybe you're doing a little bit more manually than you have to. Maybe there's some software out there that can help. Great example would be social media. So maybe you're manually scheduling all your tweets and all your Facebook posts and all your Instagram posts, when there's tools like Edgar or SmarterQ that can just recycle your tweets for you. So just evaluate kind of, if you need to keep doing it, can you automate it? Can you systemize it? Maybe you still need to be onboarding new clients. Can you automate that process a little bit more where you're not sending all these links and creating these new files every time? So you'd want to write those things down under systemize. Then delegate. There's definitely stuff that I know is on your task list that you could delegate to someone on your team. Or maybe this is an epiphany moment where you realize you need to finally hire someone. So what are the things like your inbox, scheduling social media again, getting transcriptions of your videos, or, even putting together the blog posts that you're publishing? There's a lot that you're doing that you can probably delegate. So definitely write down some of those things you can delegate. And the last thing is, what do you need to keep doing? What are the things that you actually need to keep doing that only you can do that are moving your business and the needle forward? Really going through this reevaluation process is the key to preventing burnout in the future. And again, breaking that vicious burnout cycle. So it's so important that you do this. And again, you can get that free checklist. There's a link to it in the description of this video, wherever it is. But you can also go to meganmins.com/burnout and download the worksheet right there. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Let me know in the comments below if it was, if you enjoyed this live stream, and if you've dealt with burnout before, maybe you have some tips that you'd like to share in the comments to help anyone else here who may be dealing with burnout or is on the path to burnout right now. Thanks. I'll see you guys next time.